If you drive down the highway today and look at the cars around you, the math simply does not make sense. The average price of a new car is now pushing $50,000. Yet everywhere you look, average people making average salaries are driving brand new SUVs and luxury trucks. How are they affording it? The brutal truth is they aren't. They are participating in the single most toxic, wealth-destroying financial illusion in modern history. I talk about the psychology of money and how to actually build wealth instead of just pretending to be rich. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on the 84-month car loan epidemic, how the auto industry mathematically engineers your poverty, and why financing a car for 7 years is absolute financial suicide. When you walk into a dealership, the salesperson is highly trained in human psychology. They will almost never ask you, how much do you want to spend on a car total? Instead, they ask you one specific, incredibly dangerous question. What monthly payment are you looking for? The second you answer that question, you have lost the negotiation. You have stepped into their trap. In the past, the standard car loan was 36 or 48 months, but as car prices skyrocketed, dealerships realized that the middle class could no longer afford the monthly payments on a 4-year loan. Instead of lowering the prices of the cars, the financial industry just stretched out the math. They introduced the 60-month loan, then the 72-month loan, and now the 84-month loan. They take a $50,000 car, stretch the payments out over 7 agonizing years, and suddenly the monthly payment drops down to something that looks affordable to your brain. But here is the devastating mathematical reality of a 7-year auto loan. Cars are depreciating assets. The exact second you drive a brand new car off the lot, it loses up to 20% of its value. By year 3, it has lost roughly half of its value, but because your loan is stretched out over 84 months, you are paying off the principal incredibly slowly. This creates a financial nightmare known as negative equity or being underwater. For the first 4 or 5 years of that loan, you mathematically owe the bank significantly more money than the car is actually worth. If you get into an accident and total the car in year 3, the insurance company will only pay you what the car is worth, which might be $20,000. But you still owe the bank $30,000. You are instantly on the hook for $10,000 in cash for a car that no longer exists. But it gets even worse because human beings get bored. The average person only keeps a new car for about 4 years before they want to trade it in for a newer, shinier model. So they take their 4-year-old car back to the dealership. They still owe $25,000 on their 84-month loan, but the dealer tells them the trade-in value is only $15,000. They have $10,000 in negative equity. Does the dealership tell them to go home and pay off their debt? Absolutely not. The finance manager performs a magic trick. They take that $10,000 of negative equity and they just roll it into a brand new 84-month loan on a brand new car. Suddenly, this person is financing a $50,000 car with a $60,000 loan. They are literally paying interest on a car they don't even own anymore. This cycle repeats itself over and over again until they're paying $1,200 a month for a standard crossover SUV, completely trapped in a hamster wheel of auto debt. The auto industry has transformed from selling cars to selling debt. They are legally extracting the wealth of the middle class by preying on people's desire to look wealthy at a red light. So, how do you break the cycle? You have to completely detach your ego from your steering wheel. A car is a metal box that takes you from point A to point B. It is not a reflection of your self-worth. If you want to build wealth, your first option is to buy a reliable, ugly 5-year-old Toyota or Honda in cash and drive it into the ground. If you absolutely must finance a car, you follow the strict 20-4-10 rule. You must put 20% down to absorb the initial depreciation. You finance it for no more than 4 years, and the total monthly payment, including insurance, cannot exceed 10% of your gross monthly income. If a car does not fit that math, you cannot afford it, period. Stop financing your ego for 84 months at a time. If you want to keep learning the real, unglamorous mechanics of building wealth and avoiding the traps that keep the middle class broke, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.